Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera buat kita semua, Om Swastiastu, dan juga good morning. Selamat datang kepada para peserta webinar dengan Pusat Bahasa USU yang bertemakan Essay Writing is Easy. Pertama-tama saya memperkenalkan diri saya adalah Rumunda Lubis dan saya akan menjadi host sekaligus menjadi moderator untuk acara ini. Okay. Welcome to all participants to this webinar. I'm Rumunda Lubis. I'll be the host and also the moderator for this event. Untuk mempersingkat waktu dan sebelum kita melanjutkan acara, sebenarnya saya sedikit mengucapkan terima kasih kepada para peserta yang sudah hadir dalam acara ini. I would like to say thank you very much for all the participants who have joined this event. And based on our database, there are many participants not only within USU or North Sumatra University, but also from external, from within USU. We have students from pharmacy, from Faculty of Cultural Science, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Economic and Business, Faculty of Engineering, and also Faculty of Law, and also other faculties. And also we have participants from external North Sumatra all the way from Polytechnic Bali, Raja Samang, and Kabare. Welcome and thank you very much for joining our session. Hopefully you have a fruitful knowledge from this session. Also, I would like to say thank you and welcome to participants from BBM Sergai, Unsika, IKIP, Gunung Sitoli, and UPI University Muhammadiyah Group, Sekolah Bisnis Institut Pertanian Bogor, IPA Unpad, and also students from City Foundation High School. And I know there are quite a few of high schoolers, could be the 10th graders, or 11th graders, or maybe the 12th graders. Welcome, and I assume that you're probably interested to join this event because you want to learn how to write an essay, and maybe it will be useful for you to apply the exchange student program. Okay, so and also if I cannot mention one by one, I do apologize. But I'm really excited that you all join this session, this webinar. And without further ado, let us begin with our schedule, which is the opening remark from the head of USU Learning Center or USU Language Center, Pusat Bahasa USU, Ibu Dr. Randa Roma Ayuni Aminuddin Lubis MA. Oke, pada Ibu kami persilahkan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you for the time, Miss Moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Salam sehat, salam bahagia. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to all the participants of this morning webinar. Thank you for joining, which is our webinar with the theme Essay Writing is Easy, with the speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Andus Yulianus Harifa, Grand Diploma ED TESOL and MED TESOL. Okay, on this 20th August 20th, 20 and 21. Okay, as you know, writing is the language skills aside of reading, listening, and speaking, which is required to express idea, your opinion, and your suggestions in a written form. Okay, but because it is not a spoken form, therefore it requires thoroughness in conveying the words grammatically. So I think for some of us, sometimes we find trouble in composing an essay. Okay, but nevertheless, this skill can be obtained by doing a periodically exercise. So this morning, let us hear the complete explanation from our speaker, Mr. Julianus Harifa, so we can get more knowledge and more information about how to compose and to make an essay. Okay, okay. Enjoy the webinar, and I would like to say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please.
Thank you, Ibu Kepala Pusat Bahasa, Ibu Wanda Roma Aini, MA. Okay, before we move on to our main program for today, I would like to mention some ground rules during this webinar. This webinar is recorded, so I would like for all the participants to mute the microphone during the presentation unless you have a questions, and I, as the moderator, will let you ask questions during the webinar if it's not a question and answer yet. But when the time comes for question and answer, you may ask the questions directly to the speakers, and maybe you have questions during the presentation, you may write the questions on the chat box. I will review the questions and I will ask the questions or summarize the questions when the time comes for at the question and answer. Right? That's the first ground rules. Second ground rules is attendance list. There will be an attendance list sent through the chat box using link. And I hope that you are all patient enough to wait for the link, because we will inform or announce the link, not now, but later almost towards the end of the presentation. And please write down your full name with title if necessary and if you like to, because the names that is written in the attendance list will be used as our guidance and our reference for the e-certificate. And as I mentioned in our WhatsApp group, only those registered in the registration form and the attendance list who will get the e-certificate. And also another ground rules is, to make it a safe environment, please ask questions that is a positive and also encouraging questions or comments if you have any comments. All right, I think we need to move on, and I would like to introduce our speaker for today, and I will show you some of his CV, because Mr. Julianus Harefa has a long list of CV, and I don't think we have the time if we read all of his CV today. So I just summarize and mention a few of his CV. Mr. Julianus Harefa, Associate Professor Doctorandus Julianus Harefa, grad dip at TESOL, at TESOL, born in Nias on July 3rd, 1961, and he's really make Nias province proud. And I guess also some of the participants here are from IKIP Gunung Sitoli. Maybe you know Mr. Julianus Harefa, and Mr. Julianus Harefa likes to be called Yuli or Sir Yuli. Okay? And he's an expertise in applied English and linguistics. He also has the title of TESOL, which is Teaching English for Speakers of Other Languages. He's married and has been lecturer in the Faculty of Culture and Science to University of Sumatera Utara since 1986. He has a lot of education background. He graduated from USU in 1983 as a bachelor in language. And also he continued his studies to certified vocational teaching of South Australian College of Advanced Education in Adelaide in 1985, funded by the Australian government through AIDAD. Also, after that, he continued his education to be a grad deep at TESOL, still fully funded by the Australian government through AIDAD in South Australian College of Advanced Education Adelaide, graduated in 1990. And after that, he also continued to get his title as M at TESOL. This time he graduated in 1995 from University of South Australia in Adelaide, and for his Med at TESOL, he is funded by the Australian government through ADS scholarship, or now we know as Australia Award. So Yuli also have a lot of courses and training experience, and he has been a tutor learning the course of home tutor scheme of AMS, Department of TAFE, Adelaide, also from IALF, language and strong skill at Kaluka, Adelaide, teaching program on communication activities in the how to get students to speak English. It is the event from the American Consulate in Medan. Also up to the International Symposium in Insular Ownership Architecture Culture in Vienna. So actually, as you can see in our screen, he has so many courses and training that he has been through, and that's only the courses, and not mentioning about his experiences of teaching. Okay? And yeah, he is the lecturer in Faculty of Science in USU, but also for the experience when he was young, he was also an alumni of SEAP, or this is what we call a ship for Southeast Asian and Japan youth program. So it's only a selected youth can be joined that program, and it's a youth program. So he went on a ship through all the South Asian countries and also Japan. It is a very pride experience, and also he is an alumni of IVLP of the American Consulate Medan. That is the program from the consulate, from the state embassy, sorry. And I think if Mr. Yuli is already here, is he here?
Yes.
All right, so he's here.
Morning.
Okay, so it is an honor to have you, Yuli, and we as the participant really looking forward to hear what you're going to convey in this webinar. And once again, it's a privilege to have Yuli as our speaker today, and also I'm honored as your moderator as well as your host for today. All right, so I think without further ado, I think many participants has been waiting, and we have already a lot of participants here. So for the participant, get your pen and paper, write down everything. I know it is recorded, and we may share this recording video later on our YouTube at Pusat Bahasa USU. Okay, I think I better stop talking now. Right, Yuli? Okay, the screen. Oh, normally I say the floor is yours, but I think I should say that the screen is yours. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ibu Monda, and thank you very much, Ibu Roma, the head of USU Language Center, who is also with us this morning. We must apologize to all our dearest audience because we just finished reading the text of Panchasila this morning at our center, as we always do it every day. Yeah, so reading the text, reading the manuscript of Panchasila, and also listening to our national anthem. So it has become our tradition from this year. So I hope that that's not an excuse why we are starting a bit late. But thank you once again to Ibu Monda, who is acting as our moderator and also the host today. And also I should thank Rara for being the co-host for today, assisting in sharing the slides for us. So the topic of our webinar today, given to me by USU Language Center last time, is essay writing is easy. Actually, it is a statement. So I re-questioned the head of our center last time. Why did you give me this question? This is a statement and there is a question. And then, yeah, that's quite understandable. I think all of us here who are attending this webinar today, coming from English department, all English students or lecturers or English teachers from all around the country, or maybe from all around the globe. I do not know how many participants has registered for today. Oh, there are 60, yeah? There are 60 and 61, including the speaker that presented today. Thank you very much, Ibu Monda, for organizing all of these. And also for Rara, the co-host, you have done very well for preparing this for us. So this is the topic. Yeah, essay writing is easy. So later at the end of this webinar today, you can question yourself, or you can also conclude whether is it true that essay writing is easy, or is it a question? Is it that easy for writing an essay? Yeah, so actually the material for the presentation today, I mostly adopted from my professor, Alice Osima. I think all of you know that. And later on, when you see my materials, and then you say, oh yes, I have used that. Oh yes, I taught that to my students for my fellow lecturers, or maybe fellow English teachers who are attending this webinar today. Thank you very much once again. And then let's move to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes, I think we should start with the introduction. We should start with introduction. This is a quotation. You can see from the beginning, before the first word, many, there is a double quotation. So I have to appreciate, I have to acknowledge my professor, Osima. Yeah. So this quotation came from her. Many people have the mistaken notion that being able to write well is a talent that one either has or doesn't have. This is what Osima said. This is not necessarily true. Yeah. So according to her, you can learn to write effectively if you are willing to learn some strategies and practice them. So I think this is quite understandable here. It's quite understandable. So we can learn to write effectively if we are willing to learn some strategies and practice them. So we were not born with writing skills, ability, yeah, with writing skills, competency when we were born from our mom's tummy. But everything can be learned, yeah, of course, with some strategies and then practicing them. That's what Osima said. Writing is a skill. Yeah, so as we know that there are 4 macro skills in English in learning a language: yeah, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So today they gave me a topic: writing. Say writing, specifically essay writing. Yeah, writing is a skill that people in all walks of life, yeah, in all professions, in all occupations must perform almost every day. Yeah, Who of us never dealt with writing in our walk of life, in our work, at work? Yeah, if we are lecturers, today we have to write articles. We have to write articles for a journal. And we also have to assist. Yeah, we have to supervise our students' theses or papers, a proposal or thesis, everything. Yeah, so everything is dealing with writing. So writing skill is very vital, very essential for every us, yeah, for each of us, lecturers, language teachers, or maybe language students, because it seems to me that today there are lots of our students from English department attending this webinar today. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, well, a department manager for, also deals with writing for any in any kind of company, for example, in any business in the company. For example, may write a report to his or her boss. Yeah, this is the sample how writing is so essential in future career of students, for example, language students, because I believe that all of the most of the audience here are language students. Yeah, more money or more personal. Yeah. So, and also the boss in turn writes reports to the company's stockholders and corresponds with the company's customers, banks, insurance, insurers, and so on. Yeah. So this is very interesting. Yeah, it's not sometimes it's not not always easy to do writing. Yeah, so we have to, once again, if you go back to the first paragraph, he said that we need to learn some strategies, practice them. Okay, let's go on with the next slide. Okay, as a student, now this is for student. As a student, you are facing and will face many writing tasks, many writing assignments. Maybe you have to write a paper, a small project given by or assigned by your lecturers, your language lecturers, yeah, in order to complete your education successfully. Yeah, so in order to write a proposal, maybe thesis proposal, it's not an easy work. Yeah, very often students have to consult and reconsult his or her supervisors, and then the students has to review, has to revise, review and revise, review and revise. Yeah, later we will look at the the sample here. Yeah, then after graduating, you will write letters to businesses. Yeah, this is what happened to students when we are dealing with students from the point of view of or from the eyes of students. Yeah. So after graduation, you will write letters to businesses when you look for a job. Yeah, I did that before. I did write, letters to companies, to institutions. Yeah. Whether or not you are invited for interviews will all depend on the impression your letters, make, for example. Yeah. So in producing a good letter, for example, to be sent out to businesses, it's not always easy, but it depends on, how much time you have done, practices before preparing your, for example, application to your company. Or maybe, for example, if you, after graduation later, you want to apply for a scholarship. If you want to get for example, a scholarship in America, or maybe in UK, maybe in Australia, or somewhere else around, in some other countries, for example, they usually ask you to write an essay. Yeah, they even give you, writing test. Yeah, if you do, for example, TOEFL, there is a test of written English. Yeah, so if you essay, if your writing skills is good, and I strongly believe that you could pass the application, and then you can get, you can fulfill your, your dream to study somewhere, like maybe in Australia. Yeah, so it all depends on how good your writing skills is. I do not know what happened here. It says here, internet connection is unstable. Okay, wait a minute. Someone is calling me. Okay, okay, stop calling me. Stop calling me. Okay. Stop calling me. Yeah. Okay, good writing in English requires good grammar and good organization. Now, again, maybe for us, in education, our students, if we are lecturers, of course, we have to make sure that our students' grammar are excellent. Yeah. And then later we will be looking at it in more specifically, especially in writing. Yeah. Therefore, in order to write well in English, you must learn not only the rules of English grammar, but also the principles of English rhetoric, or the art of writing. This is what Osima said, and I understood this very well because it happened to me when I was doing my master's degree, overseas, and then I was assisted by one of the native speakers, because I already finished my thesis, and she looked at my thesis and said, "Yuli, well, you have to revise this. You have to revise your thesis. There are lots of, you are still thinking in Indonesian. Yeah, you are still thinking in Indonesian, and you write like Indonesian style. Yeah." So the art of writing is very important, because the topic here is essay writing, maybe not only in English, but because we are from English department. So of course we are dealing with English, with essay writing in English. So the art of writing is very important. Yeah. Learning the principles of rhetoric is just like learning the rules of English grammar. Yeah. So the art of writing. So once again, I would like to remind us, when we write articles in English, or when maybe we do a small scale project, we are assigned a small scale project by our lecturer, for example. Yeah, we have got to be, careful, because we are writing in English. When we are writing in English, of course, we have to follow the English rhetoric, or the convention in English language. Yeah. I argued with, with a fellow lecturer last time, because I have used, for example, I in writing my my thesis, and maybe in supervising the students' thesis, for example. And then my fellow said, "Hey, Yuli, why did you use I? You are like in English, you are Indonesian." And then I said, "Oh, come on. We are talking about English. We are dealing with English, English assignment, English project of our students. So of course we have to follow the English rhetoric, the art of writing in English." Okay, so it says here, Osima said that the principles of rhetoric is just like learning the rules of grammar. Yeah, that means that if we are writing in English, so of course we have to follow the art of writing in English, and also and of course we use the English grammar. But if you are in Arabic, for example, if you are in Arabic department, or maybe in Korean, or maybe in Mandarin department, so, or maybe in Japanese department, of course you have to follow the rules of the grammar of Japanese, the grammar of Mandarin, or the Mandarin, for example, or the Chinese rhetoric, for example, the art of writing in Korean, the art of writing in Arabic. Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. When you write in English, of course, there must be art of writing in Arabic, if you are from Arabic. So if you are English students, of course, you have to follow the English rhetoric or the art of writing in English. So first you must study them. Then you must practice. So study and then practice, study and practice. Well, actually, that's the cycle of writing. Okay, let's look at a more specific one. Could you please move to the next slide, please? Yeah, what is an essay? There is a question here. Essay. This is a piece of writing, several paragraphs long, instead of just 1 or 2 paragraphs. Yeah. Oh, just stay there. Yes. It is written about one topic, just as a paragraph is. Yeah. However, the topic of an essay is too long and too complex to discuss in one paragraph. Therefore, you must divide the topic into several paragraphs, one for each major point. So here I just focus on writing an essay. But of course, when we are talking about writing an essay, we cannot, we cannot put aside the writing of a paragraph or writing paragraphs. How to write a paragraph? Yeah. So it says here, it is written about one topic, yeah, just as a paragraph is. So what is the difference? What is the difference? In a paragraph, yeah, one topic, just as a paragraph is. That's what it says here. However, the topic of an essay is too long and too complex to discuss in one paragraph. That's why actually the paragraph, when we look at the definition up there, a piece of writing several paragraphs long instead of just 1 or 2 paragraphs. So that is, let us say, that is the, what do we call it? That's the marker of essay, yeah, more than 1 paragraph, yeah. But of course, you can also write one paragraph long essay. That's also could be possible, yeah. So from this definition, we can say that an essay may consist of 1 paragraph. So that means it's a long essay with only 1 paragraph. But essay normally more than 1 paragraphs. When we write an article, for example, to a newspaper, to international journals, for example, of course we have to write multi-paragraphs. Yeah. We have to write multi-paragraphs, many paragraphs. Yeah. But if we know how to write a paragraph, if we know how to write a paragraph, of course, it will be easy for us to write an essay. Yeah. Now, it says here, therefore, you must divide the topic into several paragraphs, 1 for each major point. So let's have a look at the next one. Next slide, please. Then you must tie all of the separate paragraphs together by adding an introduction and a conclusion. Now, this is interesting. You must tie all of the separate paragraphs together by adding an introduction and a conclusion. Yeah. Later, maybe I will ask the co-host to share for us maybe 1 sample of paragraph and 1 sample of essay by the end of our presentation, my presentation today. Okay, writing an essay is no more difficult than writing a paragraph, except that an essay is longer. Yeah, so this is one main difference, difference between a paragraph and essay. Yeah, writing an essay is no more difficult than writing a paragraph, except that an essay is longer. Yeah. Now we need to keep this in mind because it is very important before we really come down to writing an essay. The principles of organization are the same for both. The same for both. That means the same for paragraph and for the essay. Yeah. So if we can write a good paragraph, we can write a good essay. Yeah. Now, many people, they say, oh my God, it's very difficult to start. How to start a paragraph, even a paragraph, yeah, whatever. If we talk about writing an essay. So I would say to everyone that firstly, of course, we should know how to write a paragraph. Yeah, a paragraph consists of a topic, and then there is a controlling idea. So later I will ask the co-host to maybe to share one example for us, one example of paragraph for us. Yeah, later by the end of this. Well, I'm repeating this. Oh my God. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. An essay has three main parts. So there is an introductory paragraph, there is a body, or at least one, but usually two or more paragraphs, yeah, for the body of the essay. And then there is a concluding paragraph, yeah. In a concluding paragraph of the essay, of course, yes. And then for a paragraph, there is what do you call that? Introduction, there is a topic sentence, and there is a controlling idea, and then there is a concluding sentence, yeah, in a paragraph. Now for essay, an introductory paragraph, a body, and a concluding paragraph. Okay, let's have a look at some other details about essay. Next, okay. Now here we are. The introductory paragraph consists of, the introductory paragraph consists of two parts: a few general statements about your subject to attract your reader's attention, and a thesis statement to state the specific subdivisions of your topic and or the plan of your paper. Now for this one, a few general statements about your subject to attract your reader's attention, and a thesis statement to state the specific subdivisions of your topic. Now, later I will share one sample for you for a good essay, a sample of good essay by the end of this presentation. Let me just go on with the theory first. A thesis statement for an essay is just like a topic sentence for a paragraph. Yeah, a thesis statement for an essay is just like a topic sentence for a paragraph. Yeah, it names the specific topic and the controlling ideas or major subdivisions of the topic. Yeah, so this is introductory paragraph of an essay. What should we do? We have to give a general, what's this? Oh, okay. Low bed, yeah. Okay, once again. So the introductory paragraph consists of general statement and thesis statement, yeah. So when we start an essay, firstly, the first paragraph, we have to write about the topic, why we are writing about the topic, and then, of course, we finish our introductory paragraph with a thesis statement. From thesis statement later, we will know how many paragraphs in the body of the paragraph. Yeah. So this is the formula I can give you. Yeah. So from the thesis statement of your in your introductory paragraph of the essay that you are going to write, I will know how many paragraphs in the body of your essay. Yeah. So if you in your statement, maybe you will say, if you are talking about, for example, you're talking about traffic problems, yeah, in Medan city, or in the city of Medan, for example. maybe you said, okay, therefore, the government or the local government need to pay attention to the transportation system, comma, the traffic regulations, comma, and also the local regulations that prepared by the local government, comma, and the infrastructure, yeah, or the city infrastructure. So there are 4. Yeah, normally on the thesis statement of the introductory paragraph, yeah, normally there is a what do we call that? Some, yeah, we will mention some points, yeah, or subdivisions. Yeah, it's called here, state the specific subdivisions of our topic, yeah, or the plan of our paper, if it is a paper, yeah. So from this specific divisions, like what I've just mentioned, for example, the transportation system, the infrastructure, the regulations, traffic regulations, they are what we call by subdivisions, yeah, of an essay, yeah. So from these 3, for example, yeah, later the paragraphs would, yeah, the body of the paragraph would consist of 3 paragraphs, yeah. So the first paragraph would be dealing with the transportation system, and then the second paragraph of the essay, for example, is the regulations, for example, and the third is the third paragraph is infrastructure, yeah, of the of the transportation system, yeah, and then ended up with a concluding paragraph for an essay, yeah. So okay, so I think now a thesis statement for an essay is just like the topic sentence for a paragraph, yeah. It names the specific topic and the controlling ideas or major subdivisions of the topic. So the controlling ideas in the thesis statement, just like what I said just now, for example, normally, yeah, on a introductory paragraph, the thesis statement is signaled by something like this. Therefore, the local government should pay attention to transportation system, comma, the application of the traffic system, comma, and the infrastructure system, yeah, of the city, yeah. So there are 3 what do we call that, subdivisions of the topic, yeah. So later on in an essay there will be 3 in the body of the paragraph there will be 3 paragraphs in the body of essay. Okay, sorry. Okay, yes, next please. The body, we look at the body, yeah, the body of an essay consists of 1 or more paragraphs. Now, just like what I've just mentioned, just like what I've just said, that if you write an essay about Medan City, for example, Medan City, for example, management, for example, yeah. So just now I mentioned on the thesis statement, yeah, of the essay, for the example that I gave you, yeah, the transportation system, comma, the regulations applied, comma, and the infrastructure of the, the infrastructure of the transportation stop, yeah. So those are the paragraphs, yeah, within the body of the essay, yeah. Later I will show you one sample of essay. Okay, each paragraph develops a subdivision of your topic. So the number of paragraphs in the body will vary with the number of subdivisions. Okay, I come back to the sample I gave you. I mentioned just now that in the thesis statement of of the introductory paragraph of an essay, I talk about Medan City road system or transportation system. Yeah. Now, I said just now, therefore, comma, the local government should pay attention to the transportation system, comma, to the regulation applied or the regulation provided, comma, and the infrastructure system, yeah, or the streets, for example, or streets, yeah, because in the city we call it street, or the streets infrastructure, yeah, in the city, yeah. So the paragraph of the body are like the main supporting points of a paragraph. This is paragraph. This is there is a misspelling here, yeah. Points of a paragraph. Furthermore, just as you can organize the ideas in a paragraph by chronological order or by the order of importance, you can then, you can organize the paragraphs in an easy, in the same ways, yeah. So it says here the body, the paragraphs of the body are like the main supporting points of a paragraph. I believe that most of you here, especially my fellow lecturers who are attending this webinar, and then my fellow language teachers, maybe you have taught this many times to our students, and then this is what we have been doing. This is what we have been doing, yeah. So just like what I'm doing now, this is actually, this materials is already, it has been there for so many years, because I taught writing many years ago, but now I only, they gave me the assignment to teach speaking, yeah. So luckily I still could find this material, and I strongly believe that this is still up to date for writing an essay, because Elis Osima is a real prominent expert in writing, yeah, especially in academic writing, yeah. Okay, let's go on. After the body, what's next? The conclusion. Okay, the conclusion in an essay, like the concluding sentence in a paragraph, is a summary or review of the main points discussed in the body, yeah. So as I always say to the students, when you write an essay, don't forget, but again and again, I always remind about this one. And very often the students fail to apply this, yeah, fail to apply this. The conclusion in an essay, like the concluding sentence in a paragraph, is a summary or review of the main points discussed in the body. It is very important. Yeah, it's very important. Summary or review, yeah, of the main points discussed in the body. Okay, then let's go on with the next slide. The only additional element in an essay is the linking expressions between the paragraphs of the body. Yeah. The only additional element in an essay is the linking expressions between the paragraphs of the body. Yeah. So there should be a good flow, yeah, just like a flowing stream, for example. Yeah, just like a flowing stream. Yeah, so the flow must be running smoothly. Yeah, from the beginning, from the concluding paragraph down to the body. Yeah, if there are 3 paragraphs, so every paragraph should be really connected or interconnected. Yeah. So it shouldn't be standalone. Yeah. So if you look at from the beginning, from the introductory paragraph, the body, and concluding paragraph, the flow must be just like a running water. It flows very smoothly. The flows of ideas Okay, maybe I should use that. The flows of ideas from the introductory paragraph, and then the linking expressions between paragraphs must be what it flows smoothly. Okay, so these are just like transitions, yeah, within a paragraph. So first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph should be linked. Yeah, should be linked one to another. Yeah. So just like that's why it says these are just like transitions within a paragraph. Yeah. Sometimes we use conjunctions, for example, just to connect, you know, one phrase or one sentence to another sentence, and the same with paragraph. Yeah. Maybe for the first paragraph in an essay, for example, yeah, maybe we should use the time expressions like firstly, yeah, firstly, as mentioned above, is for example, the transportation systems of Medan city, just like the sample I gave you just now. Yeah. So firstly, let's talk about the transportation system. Yeah. And then on the second paragraph in the body, just now we talk about, for example, about the traffic regulations. Yeah. Okay, and then we maybe continue like this. Secondly, now we talk about traffic regulations of the city, and then we continue with, you know, with supporting ideas, or maybe sub-supporting ideas, or maybe sub-supporting ideas. And then normally the body of paragraph, the samples we give, the facts we give, especially when we are writing a report, or maybe we are writing an article to a scientific journal, for example, the facts, the statistics, the figures that we use should be formal. Yeah, should be formal. What I meant by formal is we have to quote from the believable source, and we have to acknowledge, yeah, to enrich or to make our paragraph look more convincing. Yeah, the body of the paragraph or paragraphs, you know, article, you know, essay should be convincing. Yeah, should be reliable with, of course, with reliable sources. Yeah. You use transition within a paragraph to connect the ideas between two sentences. Yeah. To use transition within, yeah, it is written in red here because it is emphasized. Yeah, we use transition within a paragraph to connect the ideas between two sentences. Yeah. Of course, it is very important. So that's why you have to, you should know coordinating conjunctions, for example. Yeah, and on the other hand, for example, on the contrary, yeah. So to connect one sentence to another sentence in a paragraph, yeah. So that's why in the beginning, yeah, earlier it says that not only knowing the rhetoric but also the grammatical rules of the language that we are, you know, writing the essay in. Yeah. Okay. Similarly, you use transitions between paragraphs to connect the ideas between them. Yeah, so I said earlier that there should be what you call that, interesting or eye-catching or trusting connections between paragraph, first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph in the body of the essay. Yeah, by using maybe time phrases or time expressions, for example, firstly, on the first place, first of all, yeah, secondly, or second, for example, thirdly. Yeah, so that is the markers that we usually use, yeah, to connect one paragraph to another within an essay, body. Okay, next please. The introductory paragraph. All writers, even professionals, complain that the most difficult part of writing is getting started. I think everyone agree with this. Yeah, everyone agree with it. I agree with this. Yeah. So it says here, even professionals. This is what Professor Oshima said. Yeah, complain that the most difficult part of writing is getting started. I remember when I was at primary school. Yeah, my Indonesian teacher asked us to write a story about our last holiday. That was, of course, that was in Indonesian, not in English. And then it took me a long time to start my my composition at the time. Yeah, my essay at the time. And then my Indonesian teacher approached me, came to me and asked me, Yuli, what happened to you? You haven't started yet. Most of your friends already started. You already started their composition. What happened to you? And I said, well, I need time. You know, it's difficult, not easy. Okay, getting started of writing an introduction can be easy. We remember that an introduction has 4 purposes. Yeah. So getting started of writing an introduction can be easy. Yeah. If we remember, for example, that an introduction has 4 purposes. It introduces the topic of the essay. It gives a general background of the topic. It often indicates the overall plan of the essay, and it should arouse the reader's interest in the topic. Yeah, well, for language students, if you write your proposal, for example, because many of you here, language students, I could see that, you need to pay attention to this introductory paragraph. Yeah, most of my fellow examiners, my fellow lecturers complaining about this. They often ask questions, hey, how come this student, look at this introduction. Yeah. What should we write in an introduction? It's just the same, just like writing an introduction to an essay, writing, for example, an article to international journal, or preparing your thesis proposal, for example. Yeah, in the introduction, you have to state this. Introduce the topic of the essay, introduce the topic of your thesis, for example, of your proposal, and then give a general background of the topic. Yeah. So my tips and tricks from me for this one, you have to, we have to do a survey. Yeah, we have to do a survey before we write an essay, yeah, on a specific topic. Yeah. So this is very important because firstly, to equip us in writing our essay is very essential. Yeah, because it is impossible for us to write an essay without what you call it, without having rich knowledge about that particular topic that we are going to write. So it is important to do a survey, to do lots of readings before we start our essay. It gives a general background of the topic. We can also learn from other, for example, other people's works, for example, yeah, how they start their introductory paragraph. Yeah, it often indicates the overall plan of the essay. Yeah, if you have, for example, this reference, if you have Oshima's book, this is one of the best, let me say, bestseller for academic writing. Especially, well, there is one topic there for essay writing. So I strongly recommend this for everyone, and also for my fellow lecturers or fellow English teachers who are attending this webinar today. So it is a very good reference for us for teaching our learners about essay. Yeah. Okay. Next slide, please. Apologize for the inconvenience. No, everything is running, going well. The introduction has 2 parts. introduction of an essay, yeah, general statements, introduce the topic of the essay, give background information on the topic. A thesis statement. So the introduction has two parts, general statements and the thesis statement. What is this thesis statement is all about? It states the main topic, lists the subdivisions of the topic, also may indicate the method of organization of the entire paper, not paper. It's usually the last sentence in the introductory paragraph. Yeah. Okay, I think this is, it is clear enough. Okay, let's go on with the next slide. Okay, the concluding paragraph. The concluding paragraph consists of a summary of the main points or a restatement of your thesis in different words. Yeah. A summary of the main points or a restatement of your thesis in different words. Yeah. Once again about the word thesis here. Very often when I am examining our students' thesis, I ask them what would be the, the thesis? Yeah. What would be your thesis for this research, for this investigation? And then they often, they re-question me. What do you mean by thesis? This is a thesis, sir. I'm writing a thesis. Yeah. Okay. Later, I will show you the sample of the thesis statement in an essay. Number two, your final comments on the subject based on the information you have provided. This is the concluding paragraph. Okay, maybe I would like to, before we end up this presentation, I would like to the co-host to share. Yep. Okay, this is the chart. Yeah, this is the chart of an essay. Okay, firstly, look at the left chart, a paragraph. Yeah, so a paragraph should have a topic sentence. Yeah, topic sentence, and then actually there shouldn't be a paragraph. There shouldn't be s. Yeah, there shouldn't be s. Only topic sentence, because one paragraph, one topic sentence. Yeah. So sorry, there is a mistyping there. Topic sentence, yeah, and then a topic sentence is supported by supporting ideas, yeah, supporting ideas, or supporting sentence can be three. It could be three. There are three supporting sentence. And then concluding sentence, yeah. So this is a paragraph, and then look at the to the right. This is the chart of an essay. Introduction, yeah. General statement. So that is generated from, and the thesis statement generated from the topic sentence in a paragraph. Yeah. Look at the body of the essay. Now, on the left, you could see the chart of a paragraph. There are three supporting sentences, or maybe supporting ideas. Supporting ideas or supporting sentence A, for example, it becomes a paragraph in the body of an essay. Look at the second Roman body. Yeah, A, topic sentence. It should be topic sentence. There should be the S there. Because every paragraph, only one topic sentence and then one concluding sentence. The same in the body. Yeah. See, can you see the dot lines from left, supporting sentence A on the paragraph, and go to the body? Yeah, you can see that A, topic sentence. Yeah. So supporting sentence in a paragraph becomes a topic sentence in an essay, and then there will be three supporting sentences again. Supporting sentence 1, supporting sentence 2, supporting sentence 3, and then concluding sentence. that's without S, yeah, concluding sentence, because concluding sentence, only one concluding sentence. Okay, and then look at supporting sentence B in the paragraph on the left. You can see that, just follow the dot lines to the right. You can see a B, topic sentence, yeah, topic sentence. So supporting sentence B in a paragraph becomes a topic sentence in the body of an essay, yeah, and then continue with supporting sentence 4, 5, 6, and then concluding sentence, yes, because every paragraph should be of course finalized with a concluding sentence. And then look at supporting sentences on the left at paragraph. You can just follow downwards, the dot lines downwards to the right. See topic sentence, yeah. So there is a topic sentence, and then supporting sentence C on a paragraph becomes a supporting topic sentence C in an essay, and then plus supporting sentence 7, 8, and 9, and then finalized with concluding sentence. And then concluding sentence in a paragraph becomes a concluding paragraph. Number 3 Roman, look at down at the bottom of the chart on the right, becomes a conclusion or concluding sentence. So there is an introduction on top, introduction or introductory paragraph, and then conclusion or concluding paragraph, which is this is about restatement or summary of the main points or final comments. Yeah. So by looking at this chart, I strongly believe that later on you can write a good essay.
Yeah.
Now, before we finish, could you please share the sample of a paragraph, maybe sample of paragraph first, and then later on.
Yeah. I think, yeah, because the time constraints, so I think we need to do the short version of the example, and then maybe question and answer.
I'm just showing it so that our audience can look at the sample. Look at this. The topic is gold. Look at the topic sentence. The topic is gold, and then the 2 important characteristics are the controlling idea. It is a controlling idea. So when we write this paragraph, we focus on 2 important characteristics of the gold. Yeah. So gold, a precious metal, is prized for 2 important characteristics. This is how we start the paragraph. This is a topic sentence, which consists of a topic, yeah, the goal, and then the controlling ideas is 2 important characteristics. Yeah, and you can see the supporting sentences. First of all, yeah, next, therefore, yeah, there is the the connection or connecting conjunction, therefore, and then gold, never, okay, and then where else? Another important, yeah. So the flows of ideas within this paragraph is very is running smoothly. Yeah, it has been used in hundreds of industrial applications. The most recent, yeah. So, and then astronauts were, and then the concluding sentence. In conclusion, gold is treasured not only for its beauty but also for its utility. So it is not it is like a summary of the supporting sentences, yeah, of the supporting sentences from this of this paragraph, yeah. With the topic sentence, gold, the precious metal, is prized for 2 important characteristics. Okay, Ibu Monda, could you please one sample of essay, the last one, before we finish? Is it possible? Do we still have time? Okay. I must apologize if I haven't retyped this, so I have to acknowledge. Yeah, so it has been adopted from Osima. Yeah, so I have to mention my professor, Professor Osima. I borrowed this from him because we are all borrowing. Yeah, we are all borrowing other people's knowledge. Okay, the problems of metropolitan city. This is the topic. Yeah, we look at this. Metropolitan city is full of charm and scenic beauty. So visitors from around the world come to enjoy its famous theaters, museums, countless ethnic restaurants, and scenic wonders. Although metropolitan city seems like a paradise, it isn't. For the city has several serious problems. Poor public transportation. Now this is started from here. Yeah, for the city has several serious problems. Poor public transportation. This is a thesis statement. This is what I called by subdivisions just now. Yeah, and then congested streets. This is the second. This is the second subdivision. This is the second point that we need to develop in the body of the essay. Yeah, and then the last one is expensive housing. Now look at this. Look at the first, look in the body of this essay here. The first and the most important problem is metropolitans' inadequate public transportation system. Look at that. Yeah, poor public transportation. And then it is rewritten again. It is restated. The first and the most important problem, because this is the first paragraph in the body of this essay. Yeah, and then there is a concluding sentence here. In order to get to their destinations on time, people must allow for waiting time the bus and streetcar stops. Yeah, so every paragraph in the body of the essay, it is very similar to a paragraph. So the paragraph, of course, has a topic, sentence, and then supporting sentences, and then concluding sentence. Yeah. Okay. Look at the second. Go back to the end of the first paragraph, the introductory paragraph. Yeah. The second serious problem is the extremely congested condition of the city streets. Now we look at the second. Yeah. On the last line of that's line 4. Yeah, on top, congested streets. Now it is written in the second paragraph, in the beginning of the second paragraph. The second serious problem is the extremely congested condition of the city streets. And then supporting sentences 1, supporting sentence 2, supporting sentence 3, or maybe supporting sentence, and then end up with a concluding sentence. Yeah, end up with a concluding sentence. Where is the concluding sentence? However, the plays have fallen on deaf ears because residents and etc. etc. And the third one is, if you look up on the first paragraph, introductory paragraph, and expensive housing. Look at the last one. The final problem is the lack of reasonable housing in the metro city. Yeah, so expensive housing. So this is, in other words, yeah, the final problem is the lack of reasonable housing in metro city. So you see the 3 subdivisions stated in the thesis statement on top. Yeah, where this is what we call by the first one is an introductory paragraph. The first one is general statement. Yeah, before coming down to thesis statement. For the city has several serious problems: poor public transportation, congested streets, and expensive housing. That's the subdivisions or the points that generated or developed within the body of the essay. And then let's have a look at the conclusion. Yeah, line 35 at the bottom. In conclusion,
I just want to
metropolitan
remind
city.
our time.
Yeah. Okay, and etc. I think I have to finish because the host has reminded me many times. I must apologize, Ibu Monda, for taking too much time.
Okay, sorry, I mean, this is a very interesting topic, and I know it's gonna be like a lot of things that you want to convey within just 1.5 hours, maybe less than 1.5 hours. But I think I would like to have some interaction for the participants so that they can also have question and answer. Maybe some of them have some questions. So, but I think before we go to the question and answer, I think Sir Julianus deserves to have a virtual round of applause. I think if you don't mind, please give Pak Yuli a virtual round of applause. Okay, so if you don't mind, all the participants
in the chat.
Give a round of applause. Thank you. All right, so virtual round of applause. They don't have the questions on the chat box, but some of the questions already also. I have some of questions, and maybe it represents some of the questions they may have in their mind. Is about, sometimes the difficulties in writing an essay is how to get the ideas. How do we get the ideas to write? Because sometimes when we want to start writing, maybe students or maybe high school students, teachers always only give them main topic. Let's say just talk about, let's say, talk about weather, right? That's very wide, right? So how do they make it into a topic and specific enough so that they know how to write? And sometimes another difficulty is not only to get the ideas, and another difficulty is how to expand and more thorough writings. And also, before I announce the link, so please fill out you. So how do we get the ideas and how is it? Thank you.
Okay, sorry, Ibu Monda, it seems that it's not very clear. There is an internet connection problem.
All right, I'll rephrase the question. So the main thing is, how do we get a good ideas? How do we find a good ideas to write, to start writing? Okay, and also, how do we explore? How do we explore that idea into a good set of paragraphs in essay writing? Not only get the idea, but how to develop that ideas.
Okay, so this question is from one of our audience, yeah?
Yes, yes.
All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Actually, there are so many topics that we have in mind, yeah, when we are thinking about writing, for example. Let us say, for example, we want to, because it is now durian season, for example, in Medan, yeah, durian season, and then not many native speakers know nothing about durian, yeah. But when they come to Medan and they say, they listen to the people talking about durian. Okay, the topic is durian, for example. So when we want to write something, an essay, yeah, we are talking about essay because our topic is essay, yeah, writing an essay. If you want to write an essay about durian, and of course we can use, for example, we can do brainstorming, yeah, because actually I should have started with writing a paragraph for us today, because before we continue to writing an essay, firstly we should know how to write a good paragraph, yeah. So in writing a good paragraph, well, we have understood, I have told you just now that a paragraph should have a topic sentence, and the topic sentence must be very clear. Yeah. For example, if we want to write a paragraph, the topic sentence about durian, for example, durian is one of the tropical fruits that has five advantages. For example, has five what do you call that? Maybe significance. Yeah, five significances.
All right.
There are five
Okay.
significances of durian. Yeah.
All right.
To make it easy, let's take a simple example. Our topic is durian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we say durian, one of the tropical fruits. Yeah. One of the most famous tropical fruits. Yeah. So durian, comma, one of the most famous tropical fruits, comma, has five significances. Okay, so the topic, yeah, I'm talking about the topic sentence. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Yeah.
There's another question actually.
Yes. Yeah. So the topic sentence is durian. The topic is durian. Durian, comma, yeah, one of the most famous or the most famous tropical fruits, comma, has five significances. Okay, has five significances. So when we write, are we going to write an essay now? Okay, if you want to write an essay, firstly, you talk about durian. Okay, durian is very famous in Indonesia. It is one of the some people call it king of fruits. Yeah, king of fruits. And then you can find durian everywhere. Yeah, you can find durian everywhere. If you are in Medan, and then you can go to Ucok Durian, for example.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah?
There's another question actually. This is from the student of the Faculty of Cultural Science.
Okay.
I am Aulia Ramadana, an USU English Literature student. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to answer the questions. Indonesians are labeled very lazy to read and to write. Sometimes the reason why many people are lazy to writing is because they are afraid of stalling ideas to continue the explanation. In your opinion, what is the biggest pressure for writers in writing an essay besides finding the ideas? Okay, so I just, what is the pressure for writers, right? Not only finding the ideas, so is there any other factors that pressures the writers? And another questions actually, thanks. This is from Rizwan Zega. Thanks for the great presentation, Mr. Harefa. I'm really excited to join this webinar. Could you help me to understand how to differentiate paragraph and text? Because they're kind of almost the same. So what is the difference between paragraph and text? Okay. So all of the text can be called an essay. Why? So then there's a technique how to write essay easily, right? Is there any techniques how to write essay easily? So there are two questions. So, but I think you need to answer it in very brief. I mean,
okay. Let me
contented.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Monda. Let me try to wrap up the answers from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in order to produce a good essay or a good composition, whatever we call it, a good text, for example, yeah. The first thing that we should have in mind is we have enough knowledge about the topic that we are going to write. For example, if you want to write about durian, yeah, let me give you a simple example. It's very simple. It is more durian season in Medan now. Yeah, so I think by using this illustration, and everyone could understand. Yeah. So if you want to write about durian, I told you just now, yeah, there is no pressure here. Actually, in writing an essay, no pressure. Yeah. So the topic of our webinar today, essay writing is easy question. Yeah, for me, I would say yes, easy. Why not? Easy, only if, but if there are some conditions, yeah, we can say it is easy if there are some conditions to say that writing an essay is easy. Yeah. So we should know about the English rhetoric. Yeah, the English rhetoric, because if we write in English, because I'm talking about writing in English, writing an essay in English. Yeah. So we should know the grammar of English, the structure of English first. Yeah, we must have a good knowledge about grammar. And then the writing style, yeah, the English rhetoric, the art of writing in English. There is no pressure at all. As far as we know, like what Australians say, we know what we are going to do, because Australians say, well, I know what I'm going to do. Now, how are you going to write if you do not know? Because firstly, you have to equip yourself with the knowledge of writing an essay. Firstly, if you want to write an essay in English, well, you should have a good grammatical knowledge. You should know how to write in English. I gave you example just now. When I wrote my thesis, my master thesis in Australia, and then they assigned the project, the sponsor assigned one academic counselor to help me. I already finished my draft. Even I have come to the final draft of my thesis. And then, did you know what happened? And then he said, Yuli, you still think in Indonesian.
All right.
You are not writing a thesis in Indonesian. You are writing a thesis in English. So you have to follow the rules of English. Now, if that is our purpose, to write something like an essay with a particular topic, for example. Now, firstly, what we can do brainstorming, because you asked me just now what are the tips. The theory says not only this is not a makeup, theory. This is a truth theory adapted from Professor Oshima. He said that you can do brainstorming first. Yeah, do brainstorming, like listing. So, for example, durian. Yeah, you make a schemata. And then you write durian, and then you draw a straight line, and then you make another round again, a circle, and then you write thorny, for example. Yeah, thorny. I mean, it's like a thorn. The skin of durian. Yeah, it's like a thorn. Yeah, full of, for example, thorns. For example, and then what else? Bad smell or nice smell. Yeah, and then what else? Rare, for example. You use the word rare. What else? So what we have in mind, we try to do brainstorming first, and then next we can do listing. Yeah, so we just write everything that related to durian. Everything that, yeah. So we think fast. Yeah, the faster we think, the more words that related to durian will come out, and then we write down. Yeah, and then what happened then? And then we start with writing a paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, start with writing a paragraph by using those lists. We already enlisted all the words that related to our topic. Yeah, so maybe we have 100 words, and then we have to sort out which one is needed for writing a paragraph or for writing an essay. So we have to cross out. Oh, this word is not useful, and then cross out. Oh, okay, I need this. Okay, and then I don't need this word. Cross out. Yeah. So we use all the listed words to develop a paragraph, to develop an essay. Yeah. And then if you want to write durian as for international journal, for example, we write an article about durian. Maybe students from agriculture, for example, they write this to an international, to Scopus Index journal, for example. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You actually, sorry. So I can just like summarize a little bit from the two questions. Is pressure, actually there's not really a big pressure for our writers, when they know what they write, right? So, and also, actually, it links to the second question by Rizwan Zega. Like, what is the is there any technique to make writing easily to write? I think when you know the topics, you know what you're saying, the writing is just flow easily. That's what I assume. I summarize from it. All right.
Yeah.
So there's another question actually from the Dewi Paramita, and she is from Polytechnic Negeri Bali. So she comes all the way from Bali. Ken kabare Ibu Dewi Paramita.
From the Goddess Island.
Yeah, your presentation is really interesting, Mr. Yuli. I actually have questions. How to improve our students' writing skills when they have limited grammar skill? So that's the question. Sometimes the obstacle is we want to write, but we don't know much of the grammar. So how to improve that writing skill if they have a very limited grammar? And also, actually, there's another questions I can also add. Sometimes, how do we learn, the word, we always say a formal word or like a sophisticated with the quote unquote, like a formal word, like sometimes it's really good, right? So how do we learn that kind of word, and also how to improve the student skills? Thank you.
Okay.
I know we have the limited time, so just answer shortly.
And that question from a student or from a fellow lecturer?
Fellow lecturer from Polytechnic Negeri Bali.
Okay,
I think
all right.
Ibu Dewi wants to improve her students to
Ibu Dewi.
Students' writing skill.
Okay, yes. So that's why, like in our faculty at Faculty of Cultural Sciences, USU, University of North Sumatra, for teaching, we allocate the time, for example, in our curriculum, we used to have 4 semesters writing, So writing 1 in semester 1, writing 2 in semester 2, writing 3 in semester 3, writing 4 in semester 4. So with the assumption that by the end of semester 4, they should be able to write a scientific article. They should be able to write their thesis. They should be able to write an article to an international journal. Of course, grammar is very important. That's why in the curriculum, we need to include that. So if you, for example, my fellow lecturer from Polytech Bali, I have some friends there teaching there. Maybe they are still there now. We should equip them. We should equip our students. We should include in our syllabus, okay, all things that related to English grammar. Actually, we are only reviewing because the students at Poly, for example, they have studied English for 12 years, 6 years at primary school, 3 years at junior, and 3 years at senior high school, already 12 years. So our, our duty, our main function is to activate their frozen knowledge, their frozen grammatical knowledge. We give them a good topic, and then we give them, of course, theoretically, we have to provide a very good example of a good paragraph, of a good essay. We need to tell them the organization of an essay, what are the elements of an essay, just like what I mentioned just now. For an essay, if you want to write a good essay, firstly, you must be good at writing, and we must be good at teaching our students good paragraphs first. So if we know how to teach them, if our students already know how to write a good paragraph, and I'm very sure that our students will be able to write good essay in English.
Okay, that's very good explanation, Yuli. I hope Ibu Dewi Paramita can learn and can apply that to her students.
You can ask Ibu Dewi whether she's happy. Ibu Dewi is happy?
Yeah, okay. Well, she will write if there's no further if there are any further questions. This is just a compliment from Mr. Parlindungan Purba, our fellow Pak Parlindungan Purba. Composition is a matter of what you say and to mean what you say in writing form. So bravo, big bro. So thank you, Pak Parlindungan, for your constructive comment and constructive feedback. So I guess while waiting for another questions, yeah, if there's another questions, because we have a very limited time, I just want to summarize again what from what Yuli, I think you have finished with your presentation, right, Yuli? I just want to double check.
Yep. Yes, because
so yeah, so I think in all, in summarize, to sum up what you have conveyed in this webinar, in order for you or for all participants to write an essay writing, first of all, of course, you need to know the grammar, and also get you have the ideas, the topic, the ideas, and also the art of writing. What you said just now is the English rhetoric, and also think as the language. I mean, if it's in English, that means think as an English person or a native English, right? So if you write essay in Arabic, think as an Arabic with the grammar in Arabic.
Strongly
Same thing
agree.
if you are in Japanese or Mandarin,
yes,
you write according to the grammar accordingly, and you think as the way they speak or the way they think. And also have a good organization, meaning there's an introductory paragraph, a body, and a conclusion. The body part can have 2 or 3 paragraphs. And each paragraph normally have one main supporting ideas. Right? And also don't forget to mention the general statement or the main idea in the introductory. Right? And of course, everything we do, there's a pressure or no pressure, but I think that's just the way we perceive it. If it's something that we like, I think we don't see it as a pressure. Right? And of course, like the last few questions, and also what Yuli mentioned is practice. I think overall, I could also summarize that in order for us to be a good writer or English essay writing expert, we need to practice, right? Practice what people always say, practice makes a habit. Maybe not perfect, but it's a habit.
Practice
so we are habit, and we can hone our skills by keep practicing, and hopefully it'll be easier for us, and it's not something that is hard or pressure, but it's something easy and it just comes naturally from us. I think that could sum up everything, right, Yuli?
yes.
All right, so once again, for the attendance list, if you still asking for the attendance list, I think Rara can send again the attendance list. But for those of you who have filled out the attendance list, no need to do it twice, just once, okay? But we will give some more times to do the attendance list. Okay, so really a great presentation, Yul. We really enjoy. I know time really sometimes is a big constraint, right? We thought 1.5 hours is long enough, but actually it's not enough. Yeah, so I think before we end this webinar, I think it will be good ideas if we can take picture, if you don't mind, all the participants to turn on your camera so that our friend Rara will be able to take a screenshot, but we don't know which screen you're gonna be in. So I think everyone should be just like smiling, right? So if you don't mind, please turn on your camera. While you turn on the camera, I will just say some few words like for this webinar. Thank you very much for everyone who have participated in this webinar once again. Also, I would like to say, okay, Rara, are you taking the screenshot?
Yeah.
All right. Just tell me, I mean, so that everyone can turn off the camera again, because sometimes it's taking too much quota if we turn on the camera, right?
Okay. Should I count like 1, 2, 3?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we have another slide. 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's done.
Done. Okay. Thank you, Rara. So I guess you have anything to say, because I'm gonna close this webinar after this.
Okay, that means closing remarks from me. Yeah? Okay, thank you, Ibu Monda. You have been acting as a great moderator, great chair, host for us today. Thank you very much. I believe that all our audience are very happy today. This is beginning of weekend. So thank you very much for joining, for attending this webinar. I hope that you have learned something, and then your writing skills will be improved, would be enriched, and you can start writing your essays from today. I think that's a word from me. Thank you very much. Back to Ibu Monda.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So last but not least, I just like few words. Would like to say our thank you or gratitude for everyone who has supported this event. I thank you for Ibu Dr. Anda Roma Ayuni Aminuddin Lubis as the head of USU Language Center, who always support the event and always give a constructive feedback. Also, thank you for Sir Julianus Harefa, who's willing to spare your time and energy to give and share your knowledge and expertise in essay writing. Also, I would like to say thank you for all the staff of USU Language Center. Also, thank you for my behind-the-scene team, Ika, Zikrina Harahap, Rara, Nanta, also Wiwin. Wiwin is my supporting team. She's living in the US actually, but she always support me in the technical matters. Thank you very much, Win, and thank you very much, Rara, Ika, Nanta, also staff at USU Language Center, and also instructor, Pak Parlin, Lase Kasa, Ibu, all the instructor who always support us and give encouragement for us. Thank you very much. And this webinar is recorded, like I said at the beginning. It will be published on our YouTube. And also this event is a monthly event. We try to make a monthly event from Pusat Bahasa USU or from USU Language Center. So if you have any suggestions or a request, what kind of topics or what languages you want to have for the webinar, please inform us, and Rara will inform how to contact us, right? We have Instagram at Pusat Bahasa USU, YouTube Pusat Bahasa USU, all the Pusat Bahasa, and also a website pusatbahasa.usu.ac.id. And hopefully next month we try to make another webinar in a different language, because USU Language Center have four languages, not only English, we also have a Mandarin, Japanese, and Arabic. So next month, I think we try to make in Japanese language. So if you have anything in mind, or maybe a request, or maybe this topic about essay writing is not really enough and we want more, or maybe another topic, please inform us. Pak Parlindungan Purba also as our coordinator in translation division, so maybe he can also share some knowledge about how to translate or doing translation. So please do give us feedback, constructive feedback, of course, right? And that's all I think for today. If there is no more, well, people always say when there's a hi, hello, there is a goodbye. So always a farewell after the a meeting, right? So hopefully this already have a fruitful meeting and a fruitful webinar. For the certificate will be submitted in our WhatsApp group within a week. So it takes time. So please be patient, but we will give the e-certificate to you through our WhatsApp group. All right, I think that's all. If you have any webinar, please inform us. Yes, of course, from Bali, Paramita, Poltek Bali, of course, we will inform. And yes, like the Korean say, it's like, okay, thank you very much. Keep in touch. Have a nice weekend. Stay healthy and keep the protocol, the health protocol. Stay healthy. All right. Bye. I will end the
Bye,
report.
everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend all.